Yeah, so the first statement says if P is the product of first 5 prime numbers, then P plus 1 is an odd number. Okay. The second statement says if Q is the product of first 5 integers, then Q is an even number. Okay. So here we learned about concepts, that is even into odd into odd, and even into even. Okay, so this concept we learned. Now you tell me, based on that logic, which of these statements are correct? Okay, Vicky Singh, one only. Okay. One only, Kritika, fine. One only. One statement, okay. What about Jyotsna, Nitish, Raghavan? Both statements, okay. Shivaranjani, one only. ठीक है. Okay. So you tell me, first statement, fine. Okay, no issues. Okay, directly first 5 prime numbers is there. That is the reason we have told you, focus on the keyword at hand first. Okay. So first keyword is there. So yes, directly first 5 you have to see. What is wrong with the second statement here? Here we have got first 5 integers. So what's the problem here? Q is odd number. Okay. Q is odd number. Okay, Kritika is saying Q is odd number. So let me change this. Q is odd number. Now what would be the, would you say the statement is right now? Exactly. Okay. Okay, 0 is there. Plus minus. Exactly the point. Okay. So Pratyusha has got it. That is, जब हम first 5 integers we talk about, how do we know which are the first 5? Okay. It is not given first 5 positive integers. It is not given negative integers. Okay. So when we talk about first 5 integers, okay, first 5. If I say first 5 prime numbers, fine, no problem there. First 5 whole numbers, again fine. First 5 natural numbers, again fine. But when I talk about first 5 integers, it could be anything. Okay, we do not know where we should start with in the first instance. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so it can be positive, it could be negative. Okay, so we do not know what is first 5. If I say first 5 positive integers, then where will you start from? You start from 1. Why not 0? It is neutral, exactly. Okay, so 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay, fine. So that aspect is clear. So here, yes, the answer is 1 only. Fine. All right. So if you have understood this, try the next one. Okay. Now this is along the lines of the questions that have been asked in UPSC. Okay. So here we have 3 variables, P, Q, and R. Okay. We are saying P and Q are negative integers. R is basically the sum of 10 prime numbers. Okay. Now 3 conditions have been given. Now you will see a change here. How many of these statements given above is are correct? Okay, so this is something that we see in the prelims pattern. So there is no reason why this cannot be asked in CSAT also now. Okay, so you have to prepare accordingly. So tell me how many statements here are correct. You should exactly know how many statements are correct. Okay, fine. Fine. All 3 statements are wrong. Okay. Vicky, fine. Pratyusha D. Jyotsna B. Okay. Nitish A. Okay. Nitish, you can directly message, okay? Directly put it in the group itself. Don't, no, because let others also see and then they will interact and all. No? Your doubt, they can also see that. Okay, iPhone. Okay, iPhone is saying B. Okay. Adira B. Okay, fine. Ritika B. What about others? Okay, so here you have what? P and Qs. Okay, Raghavan saying C. Okay, fine. Okay, so P and Q. First and the foremost thing, the keywords we have already discussed, right? The difference between can be and must be. This we have discussed. Yes. One is possibility. Exactly. Okay. One is definite. Okay. Here, when we talk about possibility, if this statement has to be true, I just have to show one of the cases in which this condition is true. Okay. Here, when we talk about definite, it is what? It has to be true in all the cases that are there. Exactly. Fine. Okay, so when we talk about P minus Q must be a negative number. So what do we see here? That is, if I can just show, okay, when I'm doing P minus Q, I'm getting a positive number. So this statement is negated because it has to be true in all the cases, must be. Okay, so give me some values here. Okay, so -5 minus of -10. Yes. Okay, so P and Q are negative integers. Exactly. Okay, so negative is there. So definitely when you add them up, it comes up to be a positive number. So this statement is negated. Now, what about this one? Q into R can be an even integer. So I just have to show one scenario where it is an even integer. So 1 is already negative. So take any negative integer minus 1. Okay. Now R is sum of 10 prime numbers. So you tell me, sum of 10 prime numbers, what did you take? What is the value? Just today. Okay, even that is fine. What is the logic behind it? It is even. Acha, tell me first, sum of 10 prime numbers, will it be even? Will it be odd? What? What will be the scenario here? I'm asking this to everyone. That is, if I say, yes, if I say R is equal to sum of 10 prime numbers. Okay. Yeah, 10 prime numbers. So you tell me, any 10 you can take, yes. So tell me, will that R be an even or odd? So there is a possibility of even. No, okay. I'm not talking about this question right now. Just this scenario. Can there be any possibility that the sum of 10 prime numbers is odd? Is there possibility? Even to आपने बता दिया. Is there a possibility that sum of 10 prime numbers can be odd? Yes, that can also happen. Okay. Now one more. Acha, one is a prime number or not? I mean, one is not a prime number. Okay, it starts with 2. Okay. All right. So here, understand when we are talking sum of 10 prime numbers, again, one more thing you have to observe. It is not given this 10 are distinct prime numbers. Okay. It can so happen that the prime numbers are repeated. ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है. Right? For example, if I take a prime number 2, okay, the first prime number, and all the 10 prime numbers is 2 itself. So that is what? 2 into 10, 20. That is, Q into R will be here what? Minus 20. Now minus 20 is what? It's an even integer. Are you getting this, everyone? ठीक है. जब तक कि आपको ये बताया ना जाए कि यूनिक है, डिस्टिंक्ट है, okay, you can repeat the numbers also, or when it is given first 5, like those kind of keywords are not there, you can use them, है ना, आप कितने बार भी यूज कर सकते हैं. Okay, or it is given the digits are not repeated, they are distinct. Okay, so until and unless that is given, you can go with it. I hope this is clear to everyone. See here, Raghavan, Q is what? A negative integer. Okay, -1. R is what? Sum of 10 prime numbers. So I do not know what are those 10 prime numbers. What I have done is I have said that all those 10 prime numbers are 2 itself. That is, R is sum of 2 repeated 10 times. Are you getting this, Raghavan? That is, if 2 is repeated 10 times, that is what? 20. Okay, so here QR will become what? -20. So -20 is what? Is an even integer. ठीक है, इवन इंटीजर का हमने एक बेसिक डेफिनेशन देखा था, दैट इज एनी सच नंबर व्हिच इज डिविजिबल बाय 2. दैट्स इट. ओके, ऑलराइट. व्हाट अबाउट दिस वन? गिव मी एनी वैल्यू हियर. q into r by p can be a prime number. Okay, here r is what? 20, right? तो R20 है, और अपने को एक प्राइम नंबर करना है, इसको प्राइम नंबर, तो ये 10 हो गया, ये 1 हो गया, -1 माइनस, ठीक है. सो Q and P are what? They are negative integers now. R is what? 20, which I have already assumed here. Okay, so here this will negate itself out. This is equal to 2, or 2 is what? 2 is a prime number. Now here only one condition I have to show, that's all. Okay, so here the answer would be what? I hope this is clear, everyone. Any doubt? These kind of questions we have already practiced in the first class. Okay, first and the second class. That is the reason. For revision sake, I have brought this. Check. All right, so if this is clear to you, now we go to the important topic for today, that is statement-based questions, in the most important topic that we have in the number system. Okay. So before going into statement-based questions, let us understand the order first. Okay. Let us try to understand the order in which you should select the answers, because most of the students, they know the content also. In the test discussion I have seen, students, they do silly mistakes there. Okay, so what should be the order in which you should select your answers? This is your order. Okay, now whenever two statements are given, let's say statement 1, statement 2 is given, and finally a question is asked. Okay, here you should be very careful कि किस ऑप्शन को सेलेक्ट करना है. ठीक है. Now when I am saying, let's say I am asking one question. Okay, let's say I'm asking something x, what is the value of x, let's say. ठीक है, if I am asking this, now what does this statement based question mean? It simply means कि ये क्वेश्चन आंसर करने के लिए, to answer this question, which statement will definitely give me an answer. Okay, let me be very clear here. If a question is asked, what is the value of x? Okay, I am getting here, just by reading statement 1, I am getting x is equal to, let's say, 9, 10, 11. Okay, here I am getting another value, x is equal to 9 and 10. Okay, now in both statements I am getting values of x, but that is not what the question is asking. Question is asking for distinct values of x. I hope this is very clear. Okay, so which statement will exactly answer my question? ठीक है, so इसी order में आपको जाना है. Most of the students, again, problem आपका कहाँ आता है? They go with, they check S1, they check statement 1, and what they say, they find out is, yes, x has a unique value here. Okay, let's say the value of x here is 9. They directly mark S1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Okay, that is not always the case. If the statement 1 is able to answer your question, then also you have to check statement 2 also. Why? Because sometimes it might so happen that both the statements individually can answer your question, can independently answer your question. I hope this is very clear. ठीक है, so always remember S1 alone, S2 also you have to check. Okay, this is the area where I have seen students going wrong. I hope this is clear. Now let me say, okay, repeat from start. Okay, see here, Vicky, what I am talking about is कि आपका क्वेश्चन पूछा है. Okay, let me make it very clear. Okay, क्यों क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा गया है समथिंग, लेट्स से वो यहाँ पे व्हाट इज द वैल्यू x. ठीक है, x is an odd number. Okay, and what is the value of x? This is what the question is asking. Fine. Now what you should go for in statement 1 and statement 2 is what? which statement will give me this exact value of x? विकी, is it clear? ठीक है, हम उसी स्टेटमेंट को चूज करेंगे which will give me an exact answer. Okay, now here I have given one example कि अच्छा x is equal to 9, 10, 11, and in statement 2 you are getting values of x as 9 and 10. Okay, so here what do we observe is there is no distinct value here. Okay, because here you can get 9 and 10. So here what will be your option? Neither. That is, we are not getting a distinct value of x here. Are you getting this? Okay. Now what about if this question is asked, the conditions remain the same. Okay, S1 and S2 is the same. The question asked is x is an odd number. What is the value of x? Which one will you mark here? S1 alone is sufficient to answer. S2 alone is sufficient to answer. Either S1 or S2, both, neither. Which one will you go with? The values of x you are getting is this. X is equal to 9, 10, 11. X is equal to 9 and 10. From statement 1 and statement 2. Okay. Which statement will answer your question here? This is the question now. Okay. That is, x is an odd number. What is the value of x? Either. Okay. What about others? Did you understand the question, everyone? हम क्या पूछ रहे हैं? ठीक है, this is the question, that is x is an odd number. What is the value of x? Okay, some conditions are given. While you solve such conditions, the statement 1 gets you a value of x is equal to 9, 10, 11. Okay, statement 2 gets you the values, that is x is equal to 9 and 10. Okay, so what will be the answer here? I mean, neither. Okay, so here we have two options, either or neither. Okay. Okay, so see here, I hope you have understood the question. Now see what we are saying. अब यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. X is an odd number, I am saying. Okay. What is the value of x? So what I should get is a distinct value of x. Yes, this is what I should get. ठीक है, यहाँ पे जब मैं statement 1 check कर रहा हूँ, I am getting 3 possible values, 9, 10, 11. But because x is an odd number, x will be what? X cannot be 10. So 2 values I am getting, 9 and 11. Okay. Now statement 2, what is happening here? I have to get the value of x as an odd number. So x is what here? 9. Am I getting a unique value of x from statement 2? Are you understanding this? ठीक है, तो ऐसा ये आपको बहुत ध्यान देना है. ठीक है, so here what should be your exact answer? S2 alone is sufficient to answer my question. ठीक है, there might be students who will say कि sir, if we merge both of them, let's say if I take both statement 1 and statement 2 together, still I will get what? The value of x as 9 itself, because there is only one value of x which satisfies both the statement. Okay, but that is the reason I am telling you, you should remember the order in which you have to select your answer. If S1 alone does not give you the reason, does not give you the answer, then S2 alone, then either S1 or S2, then both, then neither. So if already S2 alone sufficient to answer your question, then you don't have to go for both. Am I making myself clear? ये सिलेक्शन आपको बहुत ध्यान से करना है, क्योंकि इस जगह पे एग्जामिनर बहुत खेल सकता है आपके साथ. There is lot of ways in which the examiner can play with you. ठीक है? What about Jyotsna, Shivranjani, Aisha? Is this clear what we have done? The order what you have to follow. ठीक है? I hope Nitish everything is clear, okay? Because now we are going into first condition. What was the first condition? We are talking about this one, right? ठीक है? We are talking about this one. अच्छा एक काम करूँ ना, ठीक है? See here the first condition. Let me discuss this. Then we'll see. See what is the value of x in the first condition? What was there? Let me write it neatly so that you can clearly understand. Okay. First condition में था. अब now statement one का we do not know what are the values. Okay, I'm just assuming some statement is given. You have solved that statement. You are getting values as 9, 10, and 11. Statement one. Okay. Statement two again some statement is given. You are getting two values 9 and 10 when you have solved that statement. Okay. Now the question here given is what is the value of x? Okay. Now what you have to do, Raghavan, here is you have to find out distinct value of x here. Okay. Now, even though the values of x here is what? In statement when I'm getting 9, 10, 11, but it is not distinct. Distinct matlab ek hi value. Okay. So S1 alone will not answer my question. Okay. Now I come to statement 2. Statement 2 gives me what? That is x is equal to 9 and 10. Again, two values of x I am getting. Okay, so S2 alone again will not give me my answer because it is not distinct. Okay, now S1 and S2, if I combine, what will happen? Again, if I combine both of them, the values of x I am getting is common values I am getting is 9 and 10. But again, that is not distinct. So S1 and S2 together also will not answer my question. So then what is the option left with? Neither. ठीक है? So this is what we are focusing upon. All right. Okay, so if you have understood the concept, now please remember the order S1, S2. If this gives you the answer, do not just mark A and come. Okay, you have to check for statement 2 also. हमने first class में किया ना, distinct या unique. What does it mean, Nitish? It means one value, one unique value. Okay, for example here distinct का मतलब ये हो गया, let's say here I'm getting, okay, I'm getting 9 and 12. ठीक है, अब देखो इस केस में क्या हो रहा है, what is the distinct value of x I'm getting? If I see first statement I'm getting 9, 10, 11. If I see second statement 9 and 12. But if I combine both of them, what is the value of x I'm getting, Nitish? If I combine both of them, there is only one common value, right? That is 9. Exactly. So this is what? Distinct. Okay, only one value of x. Fine, Nitish. I hope this is clear. Okay. All right. So based on this, now we'll do some problems. Okay. Please understand this will take time. Thoda sa, there are many ways in which the examiner can trick you in statement-based questions. So you definitely do need to practice. Okay. There was 11. That's why there is no distinct value. What? Where is there 11 here, Nitish? It is 10, 11 and 12, na? Yeah, 10 is there, so there are two values, 9 and 10. Distinct मतलब एक value होना चाहिए आपका, ठीक है? Got it. Fine. So if this is clear, now see statement based questions में थोड़ा time लगेगा. That is the reason after the class is over, tomorrow I'll post practice questions, okay? I'll give you 25-30 questions on statement based questions. ठीक है, उसको आप करेंगे. I'll post it in the group directly. You solve those questions and come in the next class. ठीक है, तभी आप लोग को वो help होगा. ठीक है, fine. Okay, so let us directly now jump into the statement based problems. Fine. So again understand, ये question का answer देना है उसको. ठीक है, either it has to give a definite yes, it has to give a definite no. Okay, so here what is the question asked? Question asked is the product of two numbers x and y an odd number? So simple question hai, that is xy an odd number? This is the question asked. ठीक है, statement 1 says x and y are two prime numbers. Statement 2 says x and y are two even numbers. Okay, now you, आप पहले इसको खुद से करने का देखो. Okay, which statement answers your question? After that we'll try to learn. Okay, so try solving this one. Nitish S1. Okay, one only. Okay, Naveen says B. Okay, one. One. Aisha B. Kritika B. Okay, what about others? Raghavan, Vicky, Raghavan A. ठीक है. All right, so let us see here what's the logic here. ठीक है, यहाँ क्या पूछा गया है? Is the product of two numbers x and y an odd number? ठीक है, क्या ये पॉसिबल है? तो आपको वो स्टेटमेंट चूज करना है जो बता रहा है either there could be two possibilities, that is xy is odd number, okay, or xy is even number. These are the only two possibilities that can happen. Okay, there should be definite statements here. Okay, what do we mean by this? Let's see through the example here. See, when I'm saying x and y are two prime numbers, what will be the nature of their product? That is, if I multiply two prime numbers, will it be even or will it be odd? Yes, exactly, right? That is, both are possible. Exactly, right? That means why? Because if in X or Y, any of them is a 2, है ना, हमने प्राइम नंबर्स जब डिस्कस किया था फर्स्ट क्लास में, we discussed this aspect, right? That is 2 is the only even prime number. Okay, so here if we have a 2, that means what? Then it becomes even. Okay, it does not matter what is the other prime number. Okay, but at the same time, if both are odd numbers, if the number is not 2, okay, तो ये दोनों odd होगा, दोनों prime numbers will be odd. For example, 3 5, 5 7, 7 11. Okay, in that case what will happen? Their product will be odd. Okay, so here what are we getting? We are basically getting, that is, when X and Y are two prime numbers, XY can be either odd or can be even. Yes, it can be either odd or it can be even, depending upon if we are taking 2 here or not. If there is a 2 prime number here, either X or Y. ठीक है? So अब क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है? Is the product of two numbers X and Y an odd number? Can we definitely say what will happen? We cannot, right? Because that depends upon 2. है ना, वो 2 है कि नहीं इनके बीच में. आर यू गेटिंग एवरीवन व्हाट वी मीन बाय दिस? ठीक है, तो यहां पे हमें क्लियरली आंसर नहीं पता कि द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ एक्स एंड वाई विल दैट बी एन इवन और एन ऑड नंबर. ओके, सो स्टेटमेंट 1 alone will not answer my question. Okay, again I am repeating. See, you will choose that statement which definitely answers your question. Okay, your question is what? Is the product of two numbers X and Y an odd number? Okay, but when you go for statement 1, you observe that XY can be either odd or even, depending upon the numbers, the prime numbers that we have selected. Okay, so in such a scenario, we are not getting a definite answer to our question. Is this clear, everyone? So S1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. That is wrong. Yeah, we will understand. First, let us discuss this one, Nitish. Then we will go for the other ones also. Okay. ये यहाँ तक अभी समझ में आ गया सबको? अच्छा, can you repeat? See, Raghavan, did you understand this? XY is odd or even? The product of two prime numbers can either be odd or even. This you understood? Depending upon what prime number we took, है ना? अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे क्या पूछ रहा है? Is the product of two prime numbers X and Y an odd number? This is what is asked, right? ठीक है, so we should be able to definitely answer कि XY का क्या nature है, right? We should be able to clearly say. Okay, for example, let me give an example. If you're not able to understand a number system, let me see, say this S1, S2. Take another scenario, okay? Okay, question that has been asked, let's say, okay, father asked his son, okay, did you pass the CSAT paper? ठीक है, ये क्वेश्चन पिताजी ने पूछा अपने बेटे से. ओके, बेटा बोल रहा है सर आई ही इज टॉकिंग टू हिज डैड एंड ही इज सेइंग आई आइदर पास्ड और आई डिड नॉट पास. व्हाट विल हिज फादर डू? ही विल बीट हिम अप. सिंपल. ठीक है, मैंने तेरे से पूछा क्या, तू क्या बोल रहा है ना? सो व्हाट इज इट हियर? Did you pass the CSAT paper? There should be a definite yes or no answer. Yes, I passed the CSAT paper, or no, I did not pass the CSAT paper. ठीक है, आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि मैं पास भी हो सकता हूं, मैं नहीं भी पास हो सकता हूं. This cannot be your Schrodinger equation. Are you getting this, Raghavan? Okay, you have to be very clear here. Okay, so the same way here, it is saying xy is an odd number. So you have to, when we see the case here, it is either odd or even. So we are not getting a definite answer. So statement 1 does not answer my question. Fine. I hope this is clear. Now come to the second statement. X and y are two even numbers. Now what will happen here? If x and y are two even numbers, what will be the nature of xy? Xy will be even. Okay? Xy will be clearly even. So then if I am getting the question, is the product of two numbers x and y an odd number? That means what? No. I can directly give a definite answer here just based on statement 2 alone. Why? Because I can clearly say कि हाँ भाई x and y का जो product है वो odd number नहीं रहेगा. I can give a definite no here. Are you getting this? So statement 2 answers my question. Again, why does it answer my question? Because it gives me a clear-cut answer. Okay? Again, come to the same thing here. Raghavan, okay? Did you pass the CSAT paper? S2. Statement 2 says, did not pass. Did not pass the CSAT paper. Okay? Does it answer my question? What the father has asked. Did you pass the CSAT paper? Did not pass. So he is very clear. Ki, haan, this statement answers my question. The same logic applies here. Okay? Just because I asked this question, my son does not need to say ki, okay, I have passed. It is not necessary. I can say I did not pass. Still, it gives me the requisite answer. Is it now clear, Raghavan? So here, statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer my question. Okay? Any doubt, anyone? Why we have gone with B? ठीक है, जहां पे भी डाउट होगा आप रोक के पूछ सकते हैं. ओके, बिकॉज आगे वाला और समझ में नहीं आएगा यदि इफ योर डाउट्स आर नॉट क्लियर हियर एट द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस. Fine. Again, Jyotsna, see here the same example that we have given, right? Here, can you repeat second? Yeah. So see, देखो हमें बस एक चीज करना है. हमारा जो क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, वॉट एवर क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड टू मी, आई शुड बी एबल टू गिव ए डेफिनेट आंसर. ठीक है, either in yes or no form. If I can give a definite answer, then that solves me. That statement answers my question. Simple. ठीक है? Yes, that is the point. यहाँ पे ये नहीं बोला गया है iPhone. See, it is not given that X and Y have to be odd. Please understand this. It is not given that X and Y have to be odd number. Okay, what you are saying is conclusion based statements. If let's say I'm giving statement 1, statement 2, and then I'm giving conclusion 1, x and y are xy, sorry, the product of x and y is odd number. तो आप बोल सकते हैं कि ये conclusion wrong है. ठीक है, let me again ये पूरा कचरा हटाता हूँ. Let's see what you are talking about. Let me tell you the difference. I did not want to discuss this now, but because you have asked, see, there are two types of statement based questions. ठीक है, let's make that very clear. ठीक है, one is statements are given and then a question is asked. Okay, which is what you see here. Okay, the second part is statements are given and conclusions are given. You might have seen such questions also in UPSC. That is, two statements are given. It is given conclusion 1, conclusion 2. Yes, iPhone. I don't know who you are, so I'm calling you by iPhone. Okay. Are you getting this? ठीक है. अच्छा अच्छा मनीषा फाइन. तो कंक्लूजन वन में क्या है, यदि ऐसा बताया जाए कि x एंड y आर ऑड नंबर्स, लेट्स से इफ दिस इज द कंक्लूजन दैट इज गिवन. ठीक है. तो अब ये दो स्टेटमेंट में देख के आप ऐसा बोल सकते हो कि ठीक है, x एंड y आर टू इवन नंबर्स, so xy will be an even number, so this conclusion is wrong, that is the product of x and y is odd. This conclusion is definitely wrong. Yes, this is what is the confusion, right? कि यदि यहाँ पे कंक्लूजन बोला होता, ठीक है, सो दिस कंक्लूजन इज वेल, आप बोल सकते हैं कि रॉन्ग है. ठीक है, बिकॉज यस प्रोडक्ट ऑफ एक्स एंड वाई वुड बी इवन. Okay, but here this is not conclusion based statements. Here it is a question that has been asked. ठीक है, आपसे बस ये पूछा गया है कि is the product of x and y an odd number. क्या एक्स वाई ऑड है कि नहीं? आर यू गेटिंग दिस? इज इट और नॉट? So if you can say yes or if you can say no, that answers my question. Exactly. So Jyotsna got it, Manisha got it. I hope everyone, Nitish, you also understood. Okay. All right. So if this is clear, now let us see various अलग-अलग possibilities भी देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा इसी क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा और रिफ्रेश करके let us say if I say okay, if I say here x and y are two prime numbers greater than 2. ठीक है, x and y are two prime numbers greater than 2. X and y are two even numbers. Is the product of two numbers x and y an odd number? Now tell me which one will answer my question. ठीक है, which statement will answer my question? I have only made one change here, that is x and y are two prime numbers अच्छा यहाँ पे exactly ठीक है, यहाँ पे okay, I have not given that option. Yes, exactly, that the point is either here. ठीक है, here you don't have the option, but either S1 or S2 is sufficient to answer my question. Are you getting this everyone? क्योंकि यहाँ पे जब हमने क्लियरली मेंशन कर दिया कि यस प्राइम नंबर ग्रेटर देन 2, दैट मींस व्हाट, xy will now only be odd. So here is the product of two numbers x and y an odd number? Yes, through statement 1. यहाँ से from statement 2 I am getting no. ठीक है, डेफिनेट कंडीशन हो गया यहाँ पे नीतीश. ओके, बिकॉज हियर एक्स वाई विल ऑलवेज बी ऑड नाउ because it is clearly mentioned both the prime numbers are what, greater than 2. ठीक है, so both statements will definitely answer my question. ठीक है, अच्छा ये अभी आपको 1 सेकेंड समझ आ गया हो तो नाउ सी इफ आई ब्रिंग अनदर चेंज हियर, यहाँ पे मैं मेंशनिंग कैन द product of two numbers x and y be an odd number. ठीक है, तो इसमें बताओ क्या होगा. अच्छा ज्योत्सना, सी हियर, दैट इज द रीजन आई गिव यू the order you have to remember. Okay, S1 alone is sufficient to answer, S2 alone is sufficient to answer, then either, this is the order that you have to go select. Okay, either S1 or S2, then both, then neither. Okay, so if you are getting common answer both in these two options, which one will you go with? This one, the order in which that precedence is. I hope this is clear. Okay, fine. No, 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 it is not applicable. Only can have asked. No. Okay. So I hope everyone understands this aspect. Can the product of two numbers x and y be an odd number? तो इसमें क्या करना है अपने को? We just have to show what is can be, that is possibility. मतलब if there is even one case where xy is an odd number, that is sufficient for me to select that statement. Okay, और यहाँ पे तो definitely case है ना, x is let's say 3, y is 5. Are you getting this, everyone? ठीक है. So I hope the concept is clear. Is में क्या रहेगा, can में क्या रहेगा, how this will change with numbers here. Any doubt, anyone? ठीक है. Got it. What about others? Clear? Can we proceed to the next question? Got it. ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है, तो यदि आपको ये चीज समझ में आ गया है तो नाउ ट्राई दिस वन. ओके, टेक योर टाइम. पहले अपने को आंसर देने का जरूरत नहीं है. वी हैव टू जस्ट थिंक इट थ्रू. ओके, think it through, think from where all the examiner can twist. Okay, based on it, try solving the answer. Okay, so here the question is, the value of x is less than or equal to 15. Now what is the value of x? That is the question asked. Okay, now statement 1 is given, statement 2 is given. Statement 1 says x is the sum of 5 consecutive integers. Statement 2 says x is the sum of 5 natural numbers. Okay, so now based on it, try solving. Here you have to find which statement will answer your question. Definitely answer your question. Okay, try this one out. Baseline. Okay. I shall see. Okay. Kritika C, Naveen C. Okay. C. Pratyusha C. Raghavan C. Andhra C. Okay. Jyotsna C. Okay. Fine. Okay. All right. So see here. What is the question asking? Question is saying value of x, right? The condition given here is the value of x is less than equal to 15. This is the condition given. Fine. Now statement 1 says x is the sum of 5 consecutive integers. Statement 2 says x is the sum of 5 natural numbers. So most of you went with C. That is, it's not sufficient to answer the question asked. Okay. So what about statement 1? Why statement 1 is not able to answer my question? What is the logic you applied? X is the sum of 5 consecutive integers. Then why is it not able to answer my question here? What is the reason? Exactly. Okay? Yes, Jyotsna has got it. Okay? That is, when we are talking about 5 consecutive, we do not know. It can be negative integers also. बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है, Raghavan, Kritika, fine, Nitish, fine. Okay? So definitely statement 1 alone will not answer my question. What about statement 2? What is wrong with statement 2? X is the sum of 5 natural numbers. What is the logic here? Same logic. Okay. Any 5. Okay. If you take any 5, but what you have to do is, if you take any 5 again, you're adding up those 5 natural numbers. Its value should be less than 15. Are you getting this? For example, if I take the first 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their sum, when you add it up, it is what? 9, 12, 14, 15. Okay. Now, any other 5, which one can you choose? Because the sum of them has to be less than equal to 15. It should be less. Okay. Can you choose any other natural number here? Greater than 5. Are you getting what I am saying? Everyone? ठीक है, आप और कोई natural numbers नहीं ले पाते. For example, here the sum of these x. ठीक है? For example, you have to select 5 such natural numbers so that their sum is less than equal to 15, because x is what? The sum of 5 natural numbers. Whatever these 5 natural numbers are. Okay. So your natural number starts itself with 1. So I'm taking the first 5. Okay. Can I take 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Can I do this? Will this satisfy my condition? Because when I add them up, it will be greater than 15. Okay. So this is one possibility. Are you getting everyone what I'm saying? सबको समझ आ रहा है ये? ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे ये होने के बाद भी ये आंसर नहीं है. Why? The reason is, as Manisha rightly pointed out, it is not given that these are distinct. If it would have been x is the sum of 5 distinct unique natural numbers or 5 unique natural numbers, then my answer would have been what? S2 alone is sufficient to answer my question. Are you getting this? Because यहाँ पे इनको छोड़ के there is no other possible value here. Because the summation of all 5 should be less than equal to 15. Are you getting this, everyone? Okay, but here because distinct is not given, just 5 natural numbers are given. So those 5 natural numbers I can choose is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I can choose. That is the reason. I'm telling you the logic why statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer my question in the question, in the initial question. Are you getting the difference here, everyone? कि यदि यहाँ पे एक डिस्टिंक्ट होता तो अलग आंसर होता, और यदि यहाँ पे जस्ट 5 नेचुरल नंबर्स हैं तो अलग आंसर है. इज दिस क्लियर, एवरीवन? Jyotsna got it. Raghavan got it. Aisha got it. Adira got it. ठीक है? So you have to be very careful. And yes, very good, Manisha. ठीक है? You got the logic. So here, now going back to the original question, we understand कि statement 1 does not answer my question. Statement 2 does not answer my question. Now what I have to do is, I have to combine both of them and check, right? The condition given here is x is less than equal to 15. Okay. Now what is the condition here that I have? X is sum of 5 consecutive integers if I'm taking both of them together. Okay. And x is sum of 5 natural numbers. What happens here then? यहाँ पे 5 natural numbers बोलते ही there is only one scenario, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which satisfies this condition. Yes. Similarly, are they integers also? Yes, they are integers also, and they are consecutive also. Are you getting this, everyone? Is it clear? देखो, पहले सिनेरियो में आपका क्या हुआ था राघवन? यहाँ पे हमने बोला 5 नेचुरल नंबर्स हैं, बट वो डिस्टिंक्ट नहीं है. Okay, they can be repetitive. So we said कि okay, 5 natural numbers could be 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. ऐसा हो सकता है. Okay, but when I combine both of them together, both the statements together, what happens is I have to take 5 natural numbers, but at the same time I have to ensure that they are consecutive also. Consecutive का मतलब क्या होता है? 1 is x, the next one should be x plus 1. The next one should be x plus 2. The next one should be x plus 3. The next one should be x plus 4. This is what is meant by consecutive. Now, does this, in this scenario, is it consecutive integers? They are integers, but they are not consecutive. So there is only one scenario. First 5 mention नहीं है तो क्या हो गया? आपको दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करना है. They have to be integer as well as natural number also. If I am saying you have to choose 5 such digits which is integer as well as a natural number, both have to be satisfied, na? Both condition. Then by default negative integers and 0 is out of the picture now, because if a digit has to be integer as well as natural number, you are only talking about what? Positive integers. Is it clear to everyone? Raghavan got it. What about the rest of you? That is, if you combine both of them together, there is only one scenario here where you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only one scenario. Now, what is the value of x here? The value of x is the summation of it. That is 50. So we are getting a definite answer when we take both statements together. So the answer should be D. ठीक है. सो ये एक चीज आप लोग को ध्यान देना है हमेशा. दिस इज समथिंग दैट द यूपीएससी हैज नॉट प्लेड विद मच, बट द एग्जामिनर कैन डेफिनेटली डू. ओके, कि ये जो बोथ वाला कंडीशन है जनरली नेगेट कर देते हैं बच्चे बाय डिफॉल्ट. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू बी एक्स्ट्रा केयरफुल हियर. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. Okay, so can we proceed to the next one? If this is clear, everyone? Okay. All right. So if this, okay, fine. If this is clear to you, try the next question. Okay. So here you have, again, what is the value of x is asked. Two statements are given. Okay. Two statements are given. Now, based on it, you have to find the value of x. Which statement answers your question? You don't have to exactly find the value, but which statement answers your question? So try this one out. Okay, Manisha says C is Vicky. Okay. Mine is saying C. Lagon D. Okay. What about others? Aisha A. Okay. What about others? Pratyusha. Okay, Kritika A. Fine. Shivaranjani. C. Independently sufficient. Okay. If independently, it will not be there, Atira, right? Because x is an odd integer. What is the value of x? So odd integer could be anything. No, could be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry, 1, 3, 5. Okay. All right. So there is doubt between A and C. Okay, fine. Tell me here. This is the equation given. So what is the value of x you are getting here? X is 2001 you are getting. Okay. And what is x plus 1? 2002. 2001 और 2002 ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है विकी? If x is 2002, then x plus 1 would be 2003, right? No, it is just x into, it's an equation, that is, yeah, x into x plus 1 is equal to 2002 into 2001. That's it. ठीक है? X square comes from where? Here, if you multiply. Okay. No, you just have to find the value. For example, if I say x, y is equal to 2 into 3. Okay, so what are the possible values here? X could either be 2 or it could be 3. Only two possible values, right? Similarly, y could be 3 or 2. These are the two possible values. Then only when you multiply, you will get 6. The same way here we are saying multiplication of x into x plus 1 is equal to 2002 into 2001. Okay, so here if I take x is equal to 2001, x plus 1 is 2002 by default, plus 1. Okay, so I'm getting the value of x here itself. This is the question asked, what is the value of x? So statement 1 gives me the answer. What is the problem here then? Exactly the point. Okay, Naveen has got the logic. देखो x इन x और x plus 1 is simply ऐसा है, p prime number है, okay, p plus 1 क्या होता है? ठीक है, let's say p is a prime number, p is an even prime number, Raghavan. Okay, so when p is an even prime number, p is what? 2. ठीक है, तो p plus 1 क्या होगा? मतलब the next integer, that is 3. The same way here what you have is the multiplication of two expressions, x into x plus 1. ओके, और यहाँ पे दो चीज मल्टीप्लाई हो रहे हैं बस सिंपल. ठीक है, 2001 और 2002. तो मेरे को बस ये देखना है कि देखो ये यदि मैं x लिया तो x प्लस 1 विल बी व्हाट? 2002. 2001 का नेक्स्ट इंटीजर क्या है? 2002. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? ठीक है, राघवन. यस, हाँ बताओ.
Sir, how sir you equated x equal to 2001 and x plus 1 equal to 2002? Like how it's like factorization method or how it's
See here, देखो, let me give you another example. Okay, let's say okay, I'm marrying you off. Okay, I'm just for, don't take it personally. Okay, you have Raghavan. Okay, and one more boy. Okay, Naveen. Okay, two girls. Manisha is there. One more girl. Shivaranjani is there. Okay. Now see here, Niti, Raghavan, what is happening here? I'm saying there are two couples in this. Okay, I'm saying two couples are there. So what is the possibilities? Either you are pairing up with Manisha, or you are pairing up with Shivranjani. Yes, this is the only possibility that you have. Right? That is, if I'm saying there are two couples, that means you are either pairing up with Manisha or with Shivranjani. The same happens with Naveen also. That is, again, two possibilities. Yes. Yes, okay. Now the same thing I'm talking in number terms, x into y. Okay. is equal to 3 into 7. If I'm saying x into y is equal to 3 into 7, what does it mean? Either x is 3 or x is 7. Yes, there is only two possibilities, right? If x is 3, then y is what? 7. If x is 7, y is 3. Okay? The same way, now I am taking another example. I am saying x into x plus 1 is equal to 3 into 4. What does this mean now? It means x is 3 and x is, there is only two possibilities. X is 3 and x is 4. Only two possibilities. In such a scenario, x plus 1 here is the remaining one, 4, or x plus 1 here is 3. But now see here, based on logic, if x is 3, x plus 1 will be what? X is 3, then x plus 1 is what? यहाँ पे भी plus 1 करो, 3 plus 1, that is x plus 1 is 4. So this is valid. But in this scenario, what is happening? If x plus 1 is 3, then x should be what? 3 minus 1, that is 2. But this is not the case here. So this is a wrong assumption. Are you getting this? That means here x is 3, x plus 1 is 4. The same way here also. Okay? So here also x is 2001, x is 2002. X plus 1, sorry, x plus 1 is 2002. Okay? Now coming back to the logic at hand, as Naveen mentioned, what you have misunderstood. See, we are getting an exact value here. Okay? But the problem lies in what? We have not taken the negative values into consideration. Okay? Can I say, if I take the value of x is equal to minus 2002, okay, I'm taking the value of x is minus 2002, then x plus 1 will be what? X plus 1 will be minus 2001. That is iska plus 1, the next integer. Okay. Then when you write this in the expression format as this is written, x into x plus 1, this is written as what? Minus 2002 into minus 2001, or minus and minus will cancel each other out, or 2002 into 2001. Are you getting this, everyone? Okay. So there are two possible values of x here. X could either be 2001 or it could also be negative also. That is the reason we do not say कि S1 alone is sufficient to answer my question. Okay? Now, when we combine this with the second statement, that is x has to be an odd integer also. So here we have x is equal to 2001. Here x is equal to minus 2002. Now this is what? An even integer. So then we clearly say कि okay, there is only one possible value in which when we combine both of them, we get one possible value of x, that is x is equal to 2000. So here answer would be what? Is this clear, everyone? Fine. Okay. What about others? Please repeat. नहीं S2 का तो देख ही नहीं रहे ना अपन नीतीश, क्योंकि देखो S2 अलोन देखोगे तो इट्स एन ऑड इंटीजर. ओके, ऑड इंटीजर कभी डिस्टिंक्ट हो ही नहीं सकता. ओके, इट इज 1 3 5. ओके, इट्स लॉट ऑफ वैल्यूज आर देयर. ओके, आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. ठीक है. नेगेटिव में सिंपली अगेन से यूज द सेम लॉजिक. Raghavan, see, if it is x is, I'm taking this example, okay, x into x plus 1 is 3 into 4. Can I say x is equal to, okay, minus 4, and then x plus 1 is what? Minus 3. Then can I say multiplication of x into x plus 1 will give me what? The same result. that we have here. -4 into -3, that is 3 into 4. Raghavan.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, x equal to -4, how sir came? But here is negative not mentioned in question.
Negative not mentioned. That is the reason. We can take na any value. Dekho, when we write an expression, what is the logic? We should get a value of x which satisfies the equation. That's it. It could be negative, it could be positive. You know, the only condition given here is this equation should be satisfied. Okay, so here we get two values. X is equal to 3 is the positive value. Whereas at the same time, when we take negative, here we take a negative integer, here again a negative integer. The multiplication is what? Positive that we see here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Nitish, S2 alone will not be sufficient. Okay. S2 alone will not be sufficient. We are getting two different values. We are combining both of them together. Okay. In one of the scenarios, S1, we are getting 2001 as the value, X ka. Okay. Similarly, for the second one, we are getting X is equal to -2002. -2002 we are getting. Okay. So here when we see, okay, X is an odd integer also, when we combine both of them, yes, in this scenario, we do find there is only such value, one value. Okay. So S1 and S2 together are sufficient to answer the question. I hope this is clear. Yes, exactly, Nitish. Okay. Everyone, can we proceed to the next one? Okay, these kind of concepts do write somewhere. Okay, because again 10 दिन बाद कॉपी खोलोगे तो ये लॉजिक समझ में नहीं आएगा आपको. ठीक है, you have to write it down somewhere in your notes. Okay. All right, so if this is clear, try the next one. Okay. So again question format में दिया गया है. Okay. You have a question in a question format. It says, is the product of two numbers x and y an even number? Okay. It's just given that is the product of those two numbers an even number. So what you should get is a definite yes or no from the statements. Okay. So statement 1 says x plus y is a prime number. Statement 2 says x is a prime number greater than 2 and y is a natural number. Try this one out. Okay, Nitish, fine. It's a good question. So try this one. Okay, Raghavan, fine. What about others? Manisha D. What about Naveen, Shivaranjani, Vicky, Adira, Jyotsna D. Okay. What about others? Aisha D. Together are not sufficient to answer the question. Okay. Vicky Bharti D. All right. Let us check here. Okay. So here you have x plus y is equal to prime number. Okay. So here, will statement 1 alone answer my question? Definitely not, because I can have multiple values here, right? I can have 1, 2. That means 1 plus 2 is 3, which is a prime number. Okay. Similarly, here I can have other values also, right? X could be what? 2 and 3, which is again 5. So here the question asked is the product of two numbers, that is x and y, is it an even number? Okay. So here when I say x and y, it is done, this is an even. When I do this, this is again even. Okay, so I have to just negate, right? Prime number. Achha, 1 and 1 if I take. Okay. So x and y, I'm taking it as 1 and y, 1 itself, because it is not given that it is distinct. Okay. So x and y, I'm taking it as 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2, which is a prime number. Okay. Okay. So here xy becomes what? X into y is an odd number. So we can clearly see that is statement 1 alone does not answer my question, because the value of xy that I'm getting can be either odd or even. Fine, I'm getting both the values. Now what about this one? It is said p is a prime number greater than 2. That means, x is a prime number greater than 2. Then that means x can have values what? 3, 5, 7. Okay, that is all odd numbers. Okay, and y is a natural number. That means y can be either odd or even. Okay, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, so here what happens to the product xy? Xy is odd into odd or odd into even. So here you have odd, here you have, when you have odd into even, what happens? This is even. So that means what? It could be both. Again, xy could be odd as well as even. Okay, both conditions are possible. So does it answer my question? It does not. Okay, so here, from here we can clearly say statement 1 does not answer my question. Statement 2 does not answer my question. Now the condition here is what? What if I take both the statements together? Okay, if I take both the statements together, what will happen? You have a prime number which is greater than 2. So x plus y is equal to, it should be a prime number. Okay. Now I am saying x is a prime number. When I am combining both of them together, I am saying x is a prime number which is greater than 2. That means what? What will be the nature of x? If x is a prime number which is greater than 2, what will be the nature of x? Will it be odd or even? Yes, exactly right. It will be odd. Okay. What happens with prime number here? Now, if it has to be a prime number which is greater than 2, okay, that means this will also be odd. Yes, because यहाँ 2 से ज़्यादा value ही डाल सकते हो आप. Okay, so definitely 2 plus something, which is y is again natural number, right? Positive number. So prime number will be greater than 2. Again, that means it is odd. Okay. Now you tell me what could be the possible value of y that you can put here to satisfy this condition. Could you put even here? आपको समझ में आ रहा है? यदि यहाँ पे odd put करोगे, what is odd plus odd? Odd plus odd, 1 plus 3, what will happen? 4, right? That is even. But यहाँ पे क्या है? हमें ऐसा वैल्यू डालना है कि odd plus something should give me odd itself. When will that happen? That is 1 plus, let's say, 2 I take. Then this becomes 3. That is odd. That means this has to be what? An even number. Are you getting this logic, everyone? That is, if I'm combining both of them together, x is what? X is a prime number which is greater than 2. Therefore, x will definitely take this nature. That is, x has to be odd. Okay. Similarly, prime number will also be odd. Okay. But at the same time, what will be the nature of the natural number? Y is a natural number. What is the nature of it? It has to be even. Is this clear to everyone? There is no other possibility. Okay, Raghavan got it. What about others? Manisha, Vicky. Okay. So from here, when we combine both of them together, what do we get? That is, x is odd, y is even. So what will be the nature of xy? In all the scenarios, xy will be what? It will be even. Because you are multiplying it with a multiple of 2. Okay. So is the product of two numbers x and y an even number? It is definitely yes. When I combine both of them together. Are you getting this, everyone? So the answer should be what? S1 and S2 together are sufficient to answer the question. Is it clear what we are doing? ठीक है? So please understand, जो combine करने का factors है उस पे आपको थोड़ा work करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? So that is the reason. What is the time now? 46. Okay. So right now I will not be able to complete the entire class. Maybe after the next class I'll give you practice questions also. Okay. उसको आप आराम से solve करिएगा. Take your time in solving such questions because this thing you have to get a habit of. The reason is in CSAT paper 2023, how many questions came from statement based questions? Any idea? एक guess मारो. कितना question आया है इसमें से? I'm talking about statement based questions in general. नहीं 25 plus तो नहीं. Okay, I'm not talking the entire number system. I'm just talking about statement based questions. Okay, it is something in the range of 16 to 18. I'm not remembering the exact number. It is more than 15. Okay, so this forms a major chunk. When we talk about statement based questions, we also talk about orders. We also talk about calendars. Okay, बहुत सब कुछ आ जाता है इसके अंदर, but the logic remains the same. Okay, so that is the reason we will take some time in solving such questions. ये concept clear होना बहुत जरूरी है इसका, because 18 questions बोलने से बहुत ज्यादा फर्क पड़ जाता है आपके मार्क्स पे. I hope this is clear. Fine. All right. So yes, I think for today we will wind up here. Okay, because I think already आप लोग का saturation point आ गया है. Okay. So we'll wind up the class today here because I have UPSC questions also. For that we will take another day. Okay. So the next class will be on Wednesday, 7 p.m. ठीक है, Wednesday 7 p.m. इसी को अपन कंटिन्यू करेंगे और इसका थोड़ा और टफ प्रॉब्लम्स करेंगे. जो अपना 2023 में हमने जो क्वेश्चंस देखे उस लेवल पे हम करेंगे. ठीक है. यस, दिस इज द लास्ट डेमो ऑफ सीसैट नाउ. ओके, नाउ वी आर only focusing on the students who are joining. Okay, so directly if you join the program, I'll directly add you to the link. Okay, so this is the enrollment also. Okay, now statement based questions हमें 2 classes और लगेंगे, 1 या 2 class लगेगा. After doing the practice questions, you will be facing your first sectional test. Okay, which I would like every one of you to write. ठीक है. So that we will do in the next class. Next class हम statement से continue करेंगे, and then at the end of the class I'll give you the practice test problems also. Okay, so this is what I have planned for you. ठीक है. Now any of the students who have a doubt, they can stay back. The rest of you can leave. The class for today is over.